the facts are that we've committed $250 million under our JobMaker program for the arts and entertainment sector. Of course, this builds on the over $300 million, $336 million in fact, which has been provided to JobKeeper, to people who are working in what's called the creative and performing arts subsector of the cultural and creative sector. In fact, this year we've announced almost $800 million in additional arts and entertainment funding, on top of $750 million in core funding. And let me explain to the member exactly how the Temporary Interruption Fund, which is a $50 million component of the $250 million JobMaker plan, works. What the Temporary Interruption Fund does is it provides support for screen productions which, in the absence of that fund, were not able to proceed because insurers would not provide coverage against key person risk due to COVID. And that meant no screen finance being released, no TV and film productions able to proceed. That's why we committed $50 million under the Temporary Interruption Fund. That money has been deployed. There are now committed to over 20 productions, and 8 of those productions already underway, people employed, people at work in film and television production. Of course, that adds to our very substantial expenditure on the location incentive program, $400 million, because we're seizing the opportunity that our nation has because of our response to COVID, the fact that we are seen as a place that has good protocols in place. That's why we've had very extensive interest from international productions to come to Australia and start commencing filming in Australia. And indeed we saw NBC Universal announce a commitment to programs like Young Rock and Universal, featuring Young Rock and Irreverent. Young Rock featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, an actor with whose oeuvre I'm very familiar, having an 11-year-old son, and he's a very popular actor. It's a popular production, and most importantly, Mr. Speaker, most importantly, it's going to generate 1,000 jobs plus 2,000 opportunities for extras in Queensland, and there'll be more opportunities around Australia. So I completely reject the proposition that the funding we've committed has not already been put to work. It has, and Australians are in jobs as a result.